It's the Druid.
Still cannot see the hand of Narra. Give me a sec.
Yeah, he has, Arne has the Twilight Elder, Katoon chosen as a Drake and Swipe, and it looks like a Zulok here for Narra. So yeah, that's gonna put a lot of pressure here on Arne, and it's gonna be really hard to win. But he has that Swipe. He has to be looking for innervates because you have to ramp really quickly at the start of the game. So he needs an innervate here into a big minion, and he finds an innervate, but he doesn't find a big minion.
There we go. We see the innervate already in the hand of Arne. I can still not see the hand of Narra, so...
Yeah, he has 2 Voidwalkers, a Possessed Villager, and a Sea Giant.
Sea Giant, that's a card you didn't see that much anymore. You saw a lot of Leroy janking versions.
And Arne has a Golden Katoon. So he is definitely a worshipper here. So
that was 3,200 dust well spent there. Okay, there we go. I can finally spectate both.
yeah, so now the board is filling up here for Narra, and it's already looking pretty good here. It's yeah, the Wrath can possibly do something, but nah. It's so hard if you get behind on the board as Arne as early as he does as a Druid. It's so hard to climb back into it.
You have to do it a little bit by yourself. I have to restart my Hearthstone. I have some spectator bugs going on, so...
Alright, I will keep you posted here with what is happening. So Arne has to decide here if he goes for the clear. He has an innervate to put something out there, but he decides to go just for the hero power and hit one of the Voidwalkers, and that means that 3 of the minions stay on the board. Yeah, he can innervate and coin help that Disciple of Katoon, but that would be a too big of an investment here for Arne. But Narra, he doesn't draw into anything. He needs to tap here to see if he can find a better solution. He has 1 mana left, so that Forbidden Ritual is not going to do it for him. So next turn he has that Defender of Argus or Dark Peddler. But looking at the hand of Arne, he finds that Druid of the Claw and can innervate that one out. That gives him a great taunt minion for Narra to deal with, and that can be a problem here for the zoo. If you encounter a lot of taunt minions, Dark Orokoas, Druid of the Claws, that can stop the act of aggression from the zoo. So yeah, he probably will play here the Dark Peddler and see if he can find 4 damage. I don't know if you're already in the game, Pim.
Yeah, I'm back. I can see both hands now. The hand of Narra and also the hand of Arne. Let's jump into and I see instantly a really good Dark Peddler here. He picks up the Corruption. The Corruption deals with that Druid of the Claw so easily. And Arne must be really sad about seeing this. Yeah, he can trade 1/1/3 away, but that's actually not what he wants, right?
That's not what he wants, but I believe he will be hoping to draw into a swipe. In the meanwhile, he can play Disciple of Katoon and the Wrath to do a little bit more damage here. So
you can also decide to go for the Living Root, save your coin for later on. Maybe save your coin for Katoon, save your coin for Rack.
Yeah.
You also have the Wild Growth, so you can ramp up really fast here. And we will see what Arne decides. The Disciple of Katoon is one thing was for sure was coming out.
Yeah, I was not looking at the Living Roots. I didn't see that one anymore. But yeah, Disciple of Katoon gives you a minion on the board, and then yeah, Living Roots will trade with one of those Voidwalkers. So oh, he decides to go for the Wild Growth.
Yeah, I think he clears almost the same, man. In 2 turns he can already play the Rack here, so... But is he already getting behind on board too hard? Narra must know, since he made a play like this, there's probably no swipe in the hand of Arne, so he can decide to go for Knife Juggler into the Forbidden Rituals.
Yeah,
or just go for...
Yeah, it would be a little bit greedy to go for Knife Juggler and Forbidden Rituals.
Yeah, exactly, it will get swiped away too easy. But if Arne decides to play the swipe here, Narra has that second Forbidden Rituals to fill up his board with 6 new 1/1s instantly.
Yeah, there is, and the Druid of the Claw is gonna stop a little bit of all these tentacles that we are waiting to hit the Druid in the face. And now that I look at it, the Druid, well, he has a little bit of a pink-purple skin, just like the tentacles.
Yeah, and the fun thing is that Arne played his 2/1/1s, and now that Sea Giant is 0 mana, that's a little bit OP, right? A 0 mana, 8/8. It's getting 1 mana though, but... Oh wow, wow, wow. What's Norra doing? Is he trading first? Or is he going for Knife Juggler into Sea Giant? I don't know.
It could also, might even want to buff with that Defender of Argus.
Yeah, but then you can just play play Sea Giant first, right? This is the cheapest Sea Giant you're gonna get.
Yeah, it is. So,
yeah, you can play Knife Juggler first, then trade the 1/1 in, and then the Sea Giant will be 1 again.
So there's an Gang Boss, and that's going to be a real problem for the Druid to deal with. That's such a hard minion to remove. And the knife doesn't hit the right place.
You still get 2 more knives. That Possessed Villager is going to give a knife too. There's a snipe. Ooh, that's so huge. If this juggle hits, he had a full board clear, and can Harney come back from this? Yeah, it's not going to happen. But that 1/2 deals with the 1/1 so easily, and Arne has to play the YOLO rack here and prays for the snipe on the Sea Giant, I guess.
Yeah, and if it doesn't hit the Sea Giant, you're just gonna ignore that rack and just go for the face, because you don't want to trade against a Druid. You just want to hit that face, and yeah, there's no way to deal with this board. And like I told you earlier in the start of the stream, when I played at Zulak, I believe I have 95% win rate against Druid.
Yeah, it's so good against Druid. They don't have proper board clears, and all the board clears...
What?
Arne, his rack shots are incredibly strong. This is already the 5th or the 6th rack hit. That's insane. He hit it at Twin Fang Cleave. He hit it the face for lethal with 4 minions on the board. This Arne must be the best rack player in the world, right? Come on.
I cannot believe what I just saw. That was insane. I was like, well, it's Arne, he's gonna play Rag, that's probably not gonna hit, right? And it does.
Yeah, it is, it does. That's how Arne plays, right? And now he instantly is back in the game, because Narra has to trade all his minions into that Rag, but he can also decide to just go face here. But
yeah,
we
why
know
would
Arne
you trade?
Huh?
Why would you trade
No,
here?
you don't trade it. You just go set up for lethal, but you know that Rack is gonna hit that 4/3 flaming for sure.
Fandral.
He's not doing it here. Really difficult turn here. I think you just go Fandral into Disciple of Cthulhu.
Yeah, Fandral, Disciple of Cthulhu, and there's still a lot of damage. You know that Rack might snipe something off. You want to kill that. You want to kill that Knife Juggler.
Yeah, it's too much damage, that knife Juggler, and you don't want to see any more juggles. And that Fandral is also a 3/5 body, pretty strong. I don't think. I still think Narra is gonna take it though. If he picks up any kind of burst with a PO or something like a Leroy, he should be fine.
Yeah, and even that Soulfire that it might be in his deck. That can do a lot of work if he. Because there's no taunt here for.
Yeah, Arne has to pick up like his Ace of War. And this is gonna hit the... Oh wow, it is hitting face! This is like the first rack shot from Arne. That's not good for him, right? Yeah. Now, how many damages there? There's like 8, 9, 11 on the board. So he only needs 1 more damage here. And there it is with the Crazed Alchemist, right?
Yeah, he can switch up that in-gang boss and secure his first game here. So Narra goes 1-0 with the Zulak against the Druid, and that was definitely expected.
And I really like Narra playing Zoo here. He played the entire season. He played the Reno Lock, and the match that he has to play against Arne, one of the strongest players in this competition, he decides to bring the Zoo just to confuse the opponent, just to show I can play also Zulog. You're probably gonna make an anti-control lineup, and I'm gonna aggro you down with my Zoo. And it works out, it pays off. He's 1-0 ahead, and now Arne is in a really bad spot.
So now the question is, looking at the Cthulhu Druid,
yeah,
can it deal with the Warrior? Can it deal with the Mage?
I think it's pretty good against Warrior though, but I think you're gonna have a really hard time against Freeze Mage though. You don't have that burst anymore from the Force of Nature Savage, or you don't have the heal anymore from the lore. You play probably 1 or 2 minions maximum every single turn, so those minions can be freeze so easily.
Yeah, so we see that is a freeze mage here for Nora. We see the Pyroblast. And that indicates that this is definitely going to be a freeze mage.
Yep.
Not that great a start here for Arne, as a shaman. Only finds the flame juggler and the Tusker totemic, so he will be hoping to draw into a 1-drop on his first turn.
Yeah, he's still looking for his 1-drop. He's still looking for the Tunnel Troll, the Argent Squire. But he's playing aggro shaman, and we know aggro shaman is pretty good against freeze mage. It's not. Oh, and there it is. There's a Tunnel Drop. There's a 1-drop he was looking for. And Narra is looking for that Doomsayers. Didn't find them, but still has a lot of card draw in his hand. So I don't think he's that mad though about his hand.
Yeah.
Really good start from Arne, of course, with that 1-drop, the 2-drop. He has to follow up with that Tuskar.
The only thing he's missing is a little bit of overload to buff the Tunnel Truck. So Totem Golem would be great. Maybe next turn draw into that 4-mana 7/7. But yeah, the Tunnel Truck already got shut down by that Frostbolt. So but aggression will be coming.
Yeah, well done by Narra. But he doesn't have any board clears yet. He doesn't have AoE. Ooh, and there's a spell damage done. That can be so huge with that Lava Burst and Lightning Bolt already in hand. And there's the Blizzard. Intellect. Yeah, he's probably looking for that Doomsayer. He's looking for that Frost Nova. And that Emperor can be pretty huge actually on turn 5 with that coin. But he cannot take too many damage yet. He's taking a lot already. He's taking 5, 6, 7.
And if you're Arne right now, you have to think about mana management, and you have to think about your minions.
I think you just go full face here and pray for no coin Frost Nova Doomsayer. Yeah, the hand of Narra, yeah, it looks pretty good, but with the board of Arne, oh man, it's so bad, it's so bad. And he cannot really play something. I think he even has to Frostbolt something here. How bad it looks like, but next turn he has that Blizzard coming out.
Yeah, and Feral Spirits as well, so...
Yeah,
well...
but even the... How many damage is this? It's 16, it's 1 off!
You just
it's
go
actually
for it, right?
Off.
Or just Feral Spirits.
No, I don't think you go for it yet. It's a little bit greedier to go already for it. You don't have a follow-up with for 1 damage yet, so... You put him on 1, but... I don't know. Yeah, maybe you even go for it. You have that spell damage totem now, so...
Ooh, he picks up the healing totem, but it's not gonna matter against the Blizzard.
Yeah, it's gonna matter if he rolls it next turn, actually. Because it's gonna die against Blizzard, so... Oh, and there's the Ice Barrier. Yeah, and Arne is just looking for some extra damage here. A second Lightning Bolt, or even go for a Rock Biter, also does it for him. And there's the Blizzard. Freezing the entire board here for Arne. It looks pretty bad. Pretty bad. Oh, there's the Rock Biter, but he is 1 mana off now.
Yeah.
But it will do it for him next turn, but... Oh, and this is really well played by Arne. He's going for the Rock Biter weapon already, not waiting for next turn. So even if Narra plays that Ice Barrier, it's not gonna help him.
Well, there's only one way to save himself, and that is gonna be Ice Block.
He has to play Arcane Intellect for that Ice Block. And he's also looking for that Freeze, but... That's not gonna do it, man. That already has that 8 damage burst in hand. I have to say it's really well played from Arne here. Oh, wow, is he gonna... Even gonna Iceland something, so... That Doomsayer will probably go out, but we see in the hand of Arne enough damage to take this second game.
Yeah, and he was he's showing it that he had it in hand with going that aggressive with the Rock Biter, so... But I feel that Narra needs to take a risk here to stay in the game, hope that nothing happens, and that he doesn't die right now.
Arne can still make a slight misplay here by going face first with the minions, and then play the burst.
Yep.
But I think you just go for your burst. But Arne is thinking about, okay, what if I play my burst now out of my hand, and when it's Ice Block, and you play your burst, and you don't have any burst left in your deck, and your board gets removed, you give your opponent so many turns. So that's the thing Arne is thinking about. We know it's Ice Barrier, and we know he has to play the burst to win the game, but Arne knows if I go for the burst now and it's Ice Block, I'm in such a bad spot. Yeah, but he goes for it. I think he has the best chance of winning with this line of play, and Arne will be really happy to see when he see that -2 on the health total of Nara, and that's 1-1.
Yeah. So Shaman wins, picks up the first win here for Arne, and
quite expected. Aggro Shaman versus Freeze Mage, pretty one-sided, but actually well played by Arne there. Just go for the burst. Don't be don't go with your minions first. Don't run in that ice barrier. Don't make that misplay.
yeah. So like you said, this match is about who goes to the finals and who has to hope next week that he stays. Oh, who can go out next week? Because next week is going to be a pretty hard week because Narra will be playing LB Dutch Boy and maybe will be playing Arne. So
yeah, it would be so insane if Nara loses this one. He went 3-0. He started so good this entire competition, and then he lost 2 weeks in a row. And if he loses again, he lost 3 weeks in a row, and that's insane, right? We already thought, yeah, Arne is definitely gonna make it, right? But now he's in that spot that he's still not sure of going to the Amsterdam Arena.
He is not. He's thinking about here his play as Katoon Druid. He plays against the Freeze Mage, so he has a lot of time. Has enough time to play that Wild Growth. So probably is going to coin that one out.
I'm not sure. He can do that though, but he can also just go for Living Roots, Wild Growth, just curve out. Ooh, and the Raven Isles. Yeah, but those 1-1s are pretty good against Freeze Mage. They don't have a proper way of dealing with that. And those are also pretty good against things like Novice Engineer, Block Mage Stalnos, Loot Hoarders. And we see Nara, he has already 2 freezes, pretty good against Druid. But Arne has such a ram with double Wild Growth. But the problem against Freeze Mage with those double Wild Growths is that you don't develop anything. You don't do any damage, so you give your opponent so many turns to get the good cards, to get the cards to win the game. And there's the Ice Barrier, giving Nara already 8 more health.
Yeah. So there it's shown Ice Barrier being popped right away here by Arne. And yeah, it's time to play his first Druid of the Clan. This is going to be a taunt. Yeah, definitely it will be. Oh, he's going to charge. The aggression is on.
Is Fireflam playing here? Is Fireflam playing against Nara, or is it just Arne?
So we just see a ping here on the Living Root.
Ooh, there's the Twin Emperor Vector, but he didn't play any Katoon cards. Yeah, he has the Disciple of Katoon, but Arne decides to just go full Smork here. Yeah, it seems pretty good though, but there's Ice Block, really important here.
Oh yeah.
That's the card you were looking for. Yeah, now he has Blood Mage Stone Storage, and also the Blizzards are going to do a lot of work on those Druid of the Claws.
So you have Azadrake you can play and develop, but you also have that the Blood Mage Stelmos there.
Yeah, what are you going to do here? I think you just go face again. I don't think you trade your 4 damage into it, but you know turn 6 is going to be Blizzard probably, and then all your minions are pingable. So I don't think you want that, right? So I think you trade it.
Yeah, but the thing with Arne is that if he gets his Katoon on, let's say, turn 10, and he plays it, then there are probably no minions on the board, and it will all go face.
He goes for the second Raven Idol. He could also have gone for like the Naturalize. When Nara goes for something like a Doomsayer play, you can Naturalize the Doomsayer. Or if Nara has like 9 or 10 cards in hand, 9 cards in hand, you play Naturalize to let him overdraw like a few cards. But Arne decides differently. He goes for the Raven Idol. He wants something else. I'm not sure what he was looking for. Probably some kind of heal.
Face. Yeah, that's good. More damage.
Oh yeah, and then he uses Hero Power to kill off the Blood Mage Stones. Yeah, and now Blizzard doesn't look that great anymore.
He keeps his health total on 30. And there's the Doomsayer.
Yeah, really good pickup there. He could go for Doomsayer ping here. And as we see the hand of Arne, he doesn't have a proper way of dealing with that Doomsayer. So I think that's a really good play for Nara. If he goes for it, he cannot see the hand of Arne. So he's maybe thinking about a swipe or maybe even a Wrath to clear off his Doomsayer. He can still wait for it a little bit longer to combine it with a Blizzard. Oh, there's the Alex. And some burst.
So yeah, but no Emperor. Emperor would have been great.
You can also decide to go for Doomsayer Icelands.
Yeah, that looks pretty good.
But he decides to go for the Icebook, but now he's going to take a lot of damage. But he also knows Drew doesn't play any burst spell. And we're going to see a Raven Idol here.
Yeah, that brand just came one turn earlier for Azure, and there's only been Katoon is only 8, so that means
that Twin
Vector,
Emperor is not doing nothing, right?
Yeah, well, it's just gonna be it's not gonna have its twin around, so that's
it's only 4/6. It's only gonna be 7-mana Druid of the Claw.
But now Arne is threatening to pop that ice block here, so we have to see a reaction.
Flame Strike pickup on turn 7. Wow, what a draw!
Great subjack from Narra.
That's so good, and
that Dark Arakoa also is a great pickup here.
Yeah, but it's only 1 minion and it's only 5 damage. So
yeah, but it also buffs the Katoon, so it activates Twin Emperor. So you have to play it here, and maybe even Wild Growth. Yeah.
But we see that Narra has that double Blizzard in hand.
Yeah, but next turn you can do Bran Bronzebeard into Twin Emperor Vector, but you cannot do it because of the Doomsayer.
Yeah, really well played by Narra. He wanted to play that Alexstrasza on an empty board, and he also has that second Ice Block, and this looks so good for Narra. He has that Pyroblast, he has that Frostbolt Ice, and so he has already enough burst after the Alex, so this looks so good for him. But and Arne has to find something really good here. Ooh, and there's Starfall. He can do 5 damage, but it's not enough. He can do 6 damage to the Doomsayer. It's 1 lap. Oh, man.
You can also do 5 damage to the face.
Yeah, but that's not enough, right?
No, but it's
let's go for Moonfire. Right. Arne's going for Moonfire.
Well, Moonfire can help you pop the block, and
exactly.
It's a little bit of burst, so picks up a lot of cards here.
That Wrath also coming a little bit late. If he had Wrath before, he could have gone for Starfall into Wrath.
And now he's gonna draw probably from the Doomsayer.
Fendro also a little bit late.
So yeah, we see Alexstrasza will probably come down here. Then Arne is being sat down on 15 life, makes it 17 with the armor. And then without doing anything against this board, that Pyroblast is gonna kill him.
Yeah, Pyroblast. He's going for the Twin Vectors, but yeah, Narra must be fine. He's probably just gonna Pyroblast the face here. Yeah. Then when Arne armors up, he is still lethal, right?
So let's see. He can do 7-8 damage next turn. So
it will be enough, right?
Yeah.
I think he has to innervate hero power. So
yeah,
if he innervates hero power, Narra's gonna be 1 off. So Narra needs 1 more damage now.
Yeah, Narra needs to find that damage. It's a really good player from Arne, deciding to armor up.
Yeah, but we also see that Narra still has 1 more free, so he can stall a lot of time here. He can go eventually for like Blizzards. Frostbolt Ice Lance to the face into Blizzard.
Okay, this is looking good. But still, there is 11 health. And there's Wrath.
You already saw like 2 Druid of the Claw, so Narra has to know that Druid doesn't play any burst anymore, so the Druid of the Claws are gone, so the charge is gone. So he only has to freeze the board all the time, and Arne cannot do anything here.
Yeah, he has 2 ice block. He has another ice block, another ice barrier. So do you dig deeper here with the Azure Drake? Or do you go Fendrel with the Wrath?
Fendrel with Wrath can also be pretty good. Also, Sylvanas can be good. I think you just draw first with the Wrath. You just want to know what you're gonna draw. But also the Zurdrake gives you 2 draws with the Brand, so that's also a pretty good choice there.
Yeah.
Let's see what Arne is gonna decide here. Yeah, I think Zurdrake's so good, drawing 2 cards with the Brand. It's so ridiculously strong.
And he needs the hero power, so
yeah.
So finds the swipe.
Oh wow, this is enough. He has like 5, 6, 7. Oh, and he's 2 off now.
Yeah, but just for popping the block. So yeah.
He had that Moonfire swipe for like 7 damage here.
And he fights a Dark Oracle, so you have enough taught minions, and there's the Ice Lance, and
yeah, but that's not doing it right.
you know, if he had Pyroblast and then did all.
Yeah. No, but then he couldn't freeze the board, so then he would have lost the block, but then he would have won now. Yeah, oh wow. Arnie has still a chance of winning this match. If he pops the block and Narra doesn't find a burn spell in 2 turns, Arnie is still gonna win this one.
Yeah, he's probably gonna swipe the face.
You don't even have to. You want to save that burn spell for
indeed.
when the block is popped. So when he only has like the Ice Barrier like he did before.
He has the hero power, and if he plays Dark Oracoa, he buffs his Katoon as well.
Yeah, really important. I think you just pop the block, trade away the... you kill the Alex for sure. Oh, the Katoon is already 17-17, such a strong Katoon there.
Yeah, so this might even be a pretty close match as well. Yeah, he's gonna trade that Alexstrasza right now. Keeps the brand alive. And effectively Nash number 2 has died away as well.
Another draw here for Narra.
I hope you like my invention.
Is it damage? It's a fireball!
Yeah, there it is, and there's 2-1 for Narra, yeah. But he had so many burn spells left in deck. He had like the double fireball, he had another crossbolt, yeah, 2 torches left. And he also had a lot of cards on that, like the double Acolyte, double Novice Engineer. So it was pretty obvious that he was going to draw a burn spell eventually, but it's going to get really close now. It's 2-1 for Narra. Narra has left his, I think his Warriors left, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Shaman got banned. So Warrior left against the Druid and Hunter, Arne. Oh no.
So Warrior against Hunter, this is a bit favored for the Hunter, so this could be 2-2.
Yeah, it's probably getting 2-2 here. Yeah, the Hunter is most of the times easily winning against those Warriors, but it's not 100%, so there's still a chance Narra is going to take this, right?
Yeah, it's all about the tempo, and for the tempo Warrior here, if he can get to board against Arne, it's going to be pretty insane. But Arne decides to get away with to take away the Kodo and trade it for something else. Kodo would be too late, and let's not do a Warrior with a Mage Secret.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man. But Narra has that War Axe. Really important against that Hunter. That Hunter starting minions are like Huge Toad, King's Alex, Warbat. And your War Axe can deal with all of that. And also when they roll Huffer or something, or maybe even a Misha or Leok, you can like Blood to Iker into War Axe. So good. Narra's insanely strong. He had the Blood to Iker, he had the War Axe, he had the Goo, he had the 4-drop. Looks really good for Narra, but Arne also has a pretty good hand. He had the Toad, he had the Animal Companion.
Yeah, everything is going to depend on what is going to come out of that Animal Companion. Whatever comes out, it will die against the War Axe, and maybe it needs that to Blood to Iker, and that picking up the Kodo is pretty important here. Leok is the worst thing that could happen here to Arne.
What could happen there? Yeah, now he can just so easily go for Armor Smith into... But maybe you don't even want to play Blood to Iker, especially with a Blood of Brave in hand. Arne is gonna hope that he can snipe the Blood of Brave with that Kodo. But Narra has to know that he's playing against Hunter, and he already saw some Kodos going off. So he has to know, I cannot play the Blood of Brave as a 2/6 here.
No, and even if it kills the Armor Smith, that's also okay.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Is he going for it? Yeah, he's going for it, but he must know that there's... Oh, and he's... If you watched the series, you already saw it like multiple times.
And even a dead shot as well.
Yeah, but that Kodo's gonna be so huge here. Is it gonna hit that Blood of Brave? And it does hit the Blood of Brave. And now, Arne instantly turned around the game here while Narra was so far. And this happened already 2 or 3 more times this evening. That Kodo was hitting the right target there. And the Blood of Brave was one of the biggest targets hits today.
Yeah, wow. Now you have to Corcoran to trade away that.
Yeah, so awful here.
But the only problem here for Arne is that he has 0 minions in hand.
Yeah, he has like a really reactive hand. And Narra has a lot of good minions left. Oh wow, that monkey is really great here. Well played by Narra, slamming, making it 3-3, and now he has to trade both minions, and maybe that deadly shot can do a lot of work for Arne. If Arne hits the deadly shot on that monkey...
Yeah, but do you want to take the risk? You also have the quick shot.
Yeah, but the quick shots actually do nothing. It's 3 damage on 4 damage minions.
Yeah.
So I think you have to go for it. If you hit that monkey, you instantly win the game. If you don't hit it, you're still even in RNG, so...
So yeah, and if you play the deadly shot, you can play the freezing trap as well if you hit the monkey, and yeah.
We'll see. And Narra is a really good turn next turn. He can coin out that Malkrok. Hopefully he gets some. Hopefully he gets a good weapon there. Maybe an Arcanite Reaper or that Gladiator Longbow, that hunter weapon that we saw at the European Championship coming out.
Yeah, or even a Goral.
Or Goral would be insanely strong, right? And Arne is like, what have to do with all these spells in hand? Please, where's my high main? Oh, why is he going for double quick shot here? That's a ballsy play, man. This is wasting a lot of resources just to kill off that monkey. And I have to say, this is all Narra, right? He went for that slam monkey just to make the turn for Arne so awkward, and it paid off.
Yeah, it definitely paid off. So great turn from Narra. Only now, that deadly shot, if there is a Malkrok with the coin, that deadly shot has a lot more value. And if there's a bad weapon, let's say Light's Justice.
But the deadly shot is gonna do a lot of work here.
Yeah.
3 mana killing that Malkrok. And what are we gonna see?
I said it! Light Justice!
Wow. Well done, Ward. Well done.
Sorry, Narra. I predicted it.
I think it's pre-recorded, man.
Yeah. So,
wow.
Yeah, that's so bad. But the deadly shot is going to do a lot of work here, and with the Toad, and then the Call of the Wild following it up.
That's so huge, because now Arne has like the perfect turn. He can go deadly shot, play freezing trap and a Toad. And Narra must be like, oh my god, why do I get that Light Justice? Why do I not get something good? But I still think Narra made a little bit of a mistake by not trading the weapon into the minion. Because when he traded like the Light Justice into the Kodo, he could have cleared the entire board. But now with that Blood Striker pickup, he can still do it, right? He can go for Fruling Berserker, into Blood Striker, into Trade, into Ravaging Ghoul for a full clear on the board.
Yeah, the only problem is that you know that this is a freezing trap, probably. Could be a bear trap as well. There are a lot of secrets, different secrets being used by the hunter, so you never know for sure.
Freezing Trap is the most common play, but the Freezing Trap doesn't matter at all. You get a 2-1 Blood Striker that you can run into that Freezing Trap, but that Call of the Wild is going to be really hard for Narra to deal with. But it's the only card Arne has left in his hand, so if Narra can deal with that, Arne is running out of cards, so he has to find a really good follow-up there.
Yeah, he was hoping for a Snake Trap, but the Ravaging Ghoul didn't get it.
Yeah, didn't get it, but Freezing Trap is not that bad either. Oh, and that is pretty huge. If that one hits the slime there, that was so huge. And now he has to play Call of the Wild, trade that Hover into that Fruling Berserker.
Yeah. And then you have that Corcoran. Yeah, that Freezing Trap. Never forget about the Freezing Trap. That can mess up your sequencing.
Yeah, definitely.
So you can use the slime to hit on the Freezing Trap, and then the Corcoran can trade with the Leok afterwards.
Yeah, you can also decide. Yeah, I think you go for the Misha trade here. Oh wow. No. Oh wow. Whoa.
No. Just do slime.
What is this? But maybe he wants to have the Ravaging Ghoul back in the hand with the Ruined effect.
Yeah, that's also possible.
But I don't know why. Because now he cannot clear the entire board anymore. Yeah, he can actually with the Ruined effect, but he made the turn so awkward for himself. Like, what did he do? But he can still... Narra must be like, what did I just do? It must be right.
I have no idea. He goes for the YOLO rag here.
Yeah, he was like, oh shit, I made a huge mistake. Okay, now I have to go for rag. And now rag hits face, and that's the worst that could happen for Narra. And Narra can actually pick something up with the King's Alec, but we know in the Warrior a lot of mana minions. And it's gonna be even, and so Arnie is not getting anything here. So hopefully he gets something good out of the Animal Companion. Maybe a Huffer again.
Wow, another Huffer here.
But do you go face here? I think you go for it. I think you just trade away that slime and just go for 12 damage to the face. And Narra must be thinking like, oh my god, I made such a mistake. He was winning this game so hard till we make that mistake.
Yep. So he will be playing that Acolyte of Pain into the Ravaging Ghoul, maybe, to see if he can pick up a Whirlwind effect, because that could win him the game, couldn't get him back in the game, only picking up the Whirlwind. Or is he going to go for Corcoran? Corcoran? I don't feel Corcoran is going to do it.
Well, I think that is your only way out of it.
But then you kill... Yeah, then you kill the Leok. Get on 6, but...
Yeah, and then you have to snipe the Huffer. If you snipe the Huffer, you are one-up lethal.
Yeah, so if he played it differently, if he used the
slime...
slime...
And that's game over, and so that's gonna be 2-2.
And he has to be so salty about...
No, he cannot really be salty, right? It was his own mistake, so it's his own fault there.
Yeah, but... Yeah.
He was also... The only thing that was pretty unlucky, that was the rack hitting the face there, but if he just attacked with the slime first, everything was fine. He could have made a full board clear there, even developed some minions. He would have left... If he attacked with the slime first, he could trade with the Corcoran first, trade away the Leok, play the slime again, has a 3-1 and a 2-2 on board, and Arnie had literally nothing there. He had like Animal Companion.
Alright, so we're gonna go into the final mulligan of tonight, and it's gonna be the mulligan and the game that decides who is gonna go to the finals and who has to fear for his tournament life next week.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be really, really good for Narra. The good thing about Temple Warrior against Druid is that you have so many tempo in the early game, and all your minions have a lot of health. So Druid doesn't have a proper way of dealing with those minions, and also those executes are so huge against Druid. If you innervate something like a Dark Arakoa, you just execute it for 1 mana, and you lose 7 mana and a big tongue.
The only problem here for Narra is that he doesn't have that many things to play in the early game. You don't want to play Ravaging Ghoul, Bloodtaker, or Slam. Well, he can remove stuff, but he cannot develop anything on the board here. Do you want to play a Ravaging Ghoul here on the board?
No, maybe it's not even that bad. A 3 mana, 3/3, or even on 2 mana. Oh, he's a better way. Oh, wow. You can even go now for Blood Striker into Slam.
Yeah.
That's actually not that bad. Develops you with 2/2 and also deals with that 4/2.
Yeah.
And then next turn you have that Ravaging Ghoul into an Execute if he goes for Druid of the Claw, something like that. And that's exactly what I was talking about. Oh wow, he's going for...
Yeah, it was a little bit greedy, wanted to draw there, and he now knows that if there's a Druid of the Claw, that's going to come down.
Yeah, it can also be really good by Narra. He knows he's probably going for that Ravaging Ghoul Execute next turn. So he forces Arne to trade his 4/1 and a 2/2, but... I don't know, man. Arne valued the draw more over the 2/2 minion. I don't know. He had already a pretty good hand. He already has that double execute. He already had the Ravaging Ghouls.
Yeah.
Ooh, and Arne decides to go face, and now Narra's plan works. Going for that Ghoul execute now, and Arne must be like, oh no, he baited me so hard into this, and I took the bait, and... Well done by Narra.
He gets on the board here, so let's see what Arne can develop. He finds an Innervate.
Yeah, is that gonna do it? Yeah, probably not. But maybe he has to go for it. He can go for like Fandral into Katoon's Chosen, putting 2 big minions on the board. But as you can see in Narra's hand, he has such an easy way of dealing with everything. But Arne decides to go for the hero power, clears up the slime, saving that Fandral for later on in the game. There is still a chance he's gonna pick up a Druid of the Claw, maybe a Raven Idol.
Yep. So there is a Blood of Brave. So let's see. You can, if you go for that Ravaging Ghoul, you can Battle Rage and then trade. You pick up, let's say, 2 more minions, 2 more cards, and find more ways to put on aggression. So, seems good.
Ooh, wow, and also some extra draws here from Narra. And if Narra is smart, you just go face here, I guess.
He finds his late game minions, and that is good. He was
Yeah,
looking for those. So
You're
Melkorok
already-
next turn with coin.
Yeah, he already had a really good early game there, and what you say, he was only missing his late game cards, and that variant is so huge already. If Narra doesn't pick up the rack and the Grommash and the Karen and stuff like that, that variant can be so nice.
Do you hear its call?
He has to play the Fendor here, just for tempo. But the question now is, does he go for that Melkorok, or is he taking a safer route with the Korkron?
You can also decide to go. That Melkorok seems so good there, but it develops a 6/5. Drew cannot really deal with that, right? Yeah, maybe he has to swipe it or something, or Wrath and trade into the Elder.
You definitely can trade with the Twilight Elder, so Melkorok in that way is good, but if he draws into a Cursed Blade, it can get out of hand. But as we know right now from seeing the hand of Arnie, that looks pretty poor.
Yeah, you're not playing around Cursed Blade, never. And I think you go for Melkorok. You already hit it the light just at once, so you will probably get something better now, right? You cannot roll double lights just as in a row. That's not gonna happen, right?
We already saw Gladiator's Longbow. So yeah, if he draws into, let's say, Gorehal, he has to go for Melkorok here.
I think it's fine. If you roll 2 tech... Oh, wow.
After last match, he feels a little bit more insecure, I guess.
I don't really like this play. You don't play on curve, you don't play anything. I think Narra really wants to play the coin rack next turn, but I don't know why. You're losing the board so hard now. Oh, wow. I don't know why you would go for this line of play. Oh, wow, and there's the rack.
And the Arakoa. So Narra is switching from wanting to win the game to not losing the game.
Yeah, I don't really like this play. If you went for Melkorok, he had so much tempo. Could clear probably the Fendrel, develop a 6/5. But still I don't know, I don't like this at all. But now the Refugee is trading it away. Then he can play Rack, and Rack is so good. But if Arnie plays his Rack, and we know from Arnie he is by far the best Rack player in the world, his Rack will probably snipe away the Rack of Narra, and then his game completely turn around. Is Narra going for that line of play? He can also decide to go for that Korkron and lead. I don't like...
Going for the YOLO Rag again. Let's hope for him that he does... well, he doesn't hit the face here. He hits the brand.
I think that's the best you could hit there. He must be so happy now that he hit that one. Otherwise, 3 Twin Vectors would have come out. And there is Arnie going for that YOLO Rag.
So if it hits face...
Is it gonna hit face?
We know that Arnie hits every rag shot that he needs to hit, so doesn't...
Oh!
When it matters! When it matters, he misses!
When it matters, it misses. Oh my god, Arnie, what are you doing here? That was so YOLO.
So yeah, he's gonna execute it.
Yeah, definitely. His rack will survive now, and Arnie doesn't have a way of dealing with that. And is Narra gonna hit the Drake again when he's also hitting face here? Oh my god, what's going on here? And now Twin Feckler is coming out.
Yeah, he first draws a Wild Growth. Let's see what he draws into. First excessive mana.
It's still looking pretty good for Arnie though. If he goes for like...
Wow,
This
swipe!
is lethal.
Is it lethal?
5, 8, 9, 13 damage, but you can go for Twin Vector, maybe even go for Living Roots for 2 1/1s to even play more rag targets on the field.
Yeah?
And I think Narra completely gave away the game by playing so passive on that 6th turn, on that 6 mana turn.
So you made a small mistake in the last game, and maybe now in this game playing too careful, but yeah, if the Cursed Blade would have popped out, and we were like, yeah, maybe shouldn't have gone for Melkorok, so you never know. What was the right choice? He's going for 3 damage here on that, yeah.
No, he's going for the 1/1.
Alright.
Setting up for lethal with the swipe. And there's another Korkron, but Narra doesn't have a way of dealing with the Twin Facklers, and He doesn't have a whirlwind effect either. Yeah, he's going for the draw. Ooh, Sylvanas. But he cannot kill it off. He has to hit one of those. No, this is it, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking about how can he still win. He cannot heal. It looks.
He can go to 16, and he has to hit the rack on the Drake. Then there's like 10 damage on board, 4, 15. So he has to hit the Zoo Drake or he loses.
So he hits the face. So
And
that's
game.
it.
And
Double
that's it,
swipe
right?
even.
Double swipe, so it would have been game anyway. And Arnie must be so happy now. He qualified for the finals now. Well done by him, but I think Arnie should have win the game. Like he should have won the Warrior against the Hunter game.
You mean Narra should have won?
Yeah, Nara should have won it, but Arne made the last misplays there, or didn't even make one, and took the game here. Well done by Arne, and I want to congratulate him by reaching the finals here.